Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. My name is Aaron, and tonight we got a lot to talk about. There is a big Barnes Noble Arrow sale going on. Indicator announced a very big box set. Hey there, Razor. Welcome, man. Thanks a lot. I'm actually still working on a few different intros and outros, which I'll be premiering over the next month or so. So just keep an eye out, and you'll see some different ones come up, depending on what I'm talking about at the time. So it's it's going to be a big night. We got a lot to talk about. I actually didn't plan to do a video tonight because I was super tired. I got not very much sleep last night, and I got up very early to go out and get some stuff done. So that's always fun. Then I got home, and my better half realized we needed to get some groceries, and so we did that too. I picked up some graphics, which I will show you guys later on as well. But we are going to be looking at movie stuff right now. If I have to go for a second, that is going to be because, well, I am still in the middle of making my tea because I just realized as I was doing this video that I had to update my password or I couldn't get in to make the video at all. All the fun stuff. So there you go. I'm just going to shoot off a message really quickly. It's only going to take me a second. Let's see here. All right. Send off a message to somebody. Not sure if they're busy tonight. Hey there, Antoine. But if they're not, I told them they could jump in. I thought we'd have some fun with it. Keep things busy and different. Hopefully you guys liked the last video I did. I did an instant premiere for my Call to Comics video. Hey, Matt, welcome. Hey, Vince. Just watching Funguli and Forbidden Planet. Really nice. Does anyone know what time Dark Force's lightning sale? I did not know that was a thing, actually. Do you plan on doing your video game streams on YouTube or will you start a Twitch channel? I actually already started a Twitch channel, but I'm restarting one, Razor. So I'm going to be doing it. If I can possibly do it, I'm going to try to do it on both. I'm playing on an Xbox Series X. So for me to do it, there's a little bit of work that goes into it. So what I have to do is I have to pretty much sign into my Xbox app here on my computer, and then I can play on here while I use my iPad to capture all your messages, so I can play and talk to you guys at the same time. Their site is still down. That's not surprising. So I'll be trying to do it on both. I'll try to do it on Twitch, and I'll be doing it on YouTube because YouTube is my. What's your Twitch channel name? The one that I got right now, which is probably going to be irrelevant when I redo it, but the one I got now is Aaron Sucks at Games. So I'm pretty sure that's the name, but let me just check just to be sure. Because I fairly much do. Though I'm getting better, actually, at a couple games, because I've been playing a lot lately. Yep, Aaron Sucks at Games. So capital A, capital S, capital A, and capital G. I have been playing a bit of Forza, a lot of Conan Exiles, because one, I'm a huge Conan fan, and two, Exile. Why did Exiles fail? 3 for 2 physical media deals on your beloved online retailer. Which one is that? I'm not, because thank you. Actually, if I can keep doing it on that one, that'll make it a lot easier. What 3 for 2 physical media deals? And which beloved online retailer? The Quarry is pretty much is really fun. My oldest, she's a big gamer, so she played it. She said that she went through it on Amazon. No, actually, the only thing that I picked up was well, it's Father's Day tomorrow, and being a dad, I was asked by my better half if I wanted to get like one of two things. So either get an omnibus for my collection or get the WWE 2K22 wrestling game that I wanted to get. I'm playing a lot of games right now. And let's talk. Well, actually, maybe we'll talk a little bit about the whole WWE thing in a little bit. But so I said, well, I'm trying to get as much Conan as I can. I'm a huge Conan fanatic, and my local Amazon had Conan Volume 6, Savage showed Conan Volume 6 on for a really good price. So I ended up grabbing that for Father's Day. The Quarry runs about 10 hours long. gameplay wise. Replayability apparently is really high, Razor. Recommendation from my oldest, who plays horror games and of course loved the last really cool slasher one that came out there on the PS4. Of course, the Quarry is on all systems, and I think you're gonna get a lot more games that are gonna be on all systems now. It's gonna be very like limited console exclusives, and what they are, you're gonna be able to go back and forth between. Because it seems like nowadays everybody just got like one of each anyway. Well, not now, because it's really hard to get either one of them now. Except I have to say, I was at my local Walmart yesterday, and they had the Series X in. Target has buy 3 for the price of 2, including pre-orders. We don't have a Target here, future buy. I am Canadian, if my accent does not give it away. So I'm in Canada, and I kind of want to dig into that aspect of it, actually, because eventually, one of these days, probably sometime next year, I won't be in Canada, and then it's going to be harder for me to do some of this stuff. Well, to buy anyway. So when I go on, I'll be taking some trips, and taking you guys with me, because what I want to do, if it's next year, if it's like whatever time it happens, I want to make this international. Ken, no, we had Target for a year, and they just like left us. Like they didn't really have a good idea when it came to coming in there, and they didn't wait. Like you can't do it after one year. Yes, please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. BN man, you rock. So listen to BN, hit those like buttons. We are going to be getting to the movies. Don't worry, I'm not delaying it. I am a little bit, because I have to grab my tea. I was literally in the middle of doing that when I had to sign up. Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. Speaking of which, I will also have. I'm looking forward to most about my move to Morocco, having my own place, as opposed to basically like renting. So that's a big plus. Setting up my new setup, basically, because I'm going in hard when it comes to the channel, to the podcast I'm going to be doing. So there's going to be some significant upgrades, and you'll definitely see that. I like the pit, actually. Kid, it's a lot of fun. You're talking about the movie, right, with the little kid and kind of like the talking teddy bear type of thing. Well, the teddy bear kind of, whether it's his own psychosis or not. Hey, Maddie, welcome, dude. Definitely. Just hit me up. I'm going to be doing a bit of stuff tomorrow, but I'll be glad to talk to you. So I will if I don't have a moment. Actually, no, I do have a moment, and if I didn't, I'll make. I remind you of the kid from the pit. Hopefully not as evil. Let me just reach out to a good friend of mine on the channels here, and see if I can actually bring him on. I am always looking to do some big surprises here. So here's one of them. Sometimes Gleaming TV, are you Ragman? Because you got the same picture. Not a problem, man. Anything I can do to help people when they're doing like their podcast, starting a new channel, whatever, I'm definitely here for that. He likes looking at girls a lot. Well, yeah, you got me there. Not so much. I'm old, so I don't get to do so much of that. Now I'm old and I'm married, so yeah. Back in the day, though. Yeah, you're right. That would be me. Not in a creepy, pervy way, though. Not in that weird way. That would kind of freak me out. That would freak my better out too. Yes, I did. It is so freaking good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It has like the feel of the arcade game, and I'm just waiting until the other person comes in, and then I'm going to grab my tea. Will they entertain you for a few seconds? Yeah. So check it out. It's really, really good. The new Shredder's Revenge game. It plays a lot like an arcade game. You play one of the 4 turtles, or you can play April, or you can play Splinter, and it's got really, really like great controls. Yeah, exactly. Free on day one on Game Pass. One of the great things about Game Pass, Razor, and one of the reasons that I ended up grabbing an Xbox Series X, because I had the option of both of either, and that I chose to go with that one. It is. It's a lot streets. It's a very Streets of Rage style game. People are watching like, are you going to get into the videos? Yes, I am. But there's a reason I haven't yet, and you will see really soon. You're playing the Xbox, so do you have the one or the X or the X or the S? Well, the S is really good too. Oh yeah, well, and if you got an Xbox, it's just free on Game Pass. Like you just if you sign up for Game Pass, bam, it's just there. So, oh, perfect. S is a wonderful system, by the way. Pushes it like Techless push a system that pushes it to the limit. Give me a second. I want to grab my tea. I don't lose my voice while I'm doing this because we got a lot of movie stuff to look at tonight. Series X and a PS5, mostly play on PC though. PC is great. Nowadays, Razer, it doesn't really matter which one you play on because, in all honesty, it's all crossplay now, so it's all good. Either way that you go, like you're pretty much set. Whether you're playing Sniper Elite on like the PC or the Xbox or the PlayStation 5, your PC, you're fairly set. Hopefully, I don't miss the person that's coming in. How will you guys know? I'll be right back because we have a lot to look at. We got to look at sales. We got to look at the new indicator set that really has me excited. I shall return. I needed tea. All right. So while we're waiting for my friend to dive in here. Oh, there he is. How's it going?
Pretty well. How are we doing?
It is pretty good. We got a couple people in here tonight. We're going to be looking at the indicator stuff, the arrow sale. I was big on the indicator announcement, some other stuff as well, I guess. First off, I want to say congratulations on your first like halfway sale videos.
Thank you.
I got to see a bit of them.
Good.
So fantastic job. And man, you were missed, but I'm so glad to see you doing that stuff. And isn't it hectic? Isn't it crazy?
It is, and that was a busy night because I had a mutual friend of ours, Nathan Jones, was on there doing Reconnected before the live stream, and it was a fun night.
We had it was crazy on everybody. I saw so many YouTubers doing stuff. There was you, there's Master Chaos, Michael was on there.
Yep.
And it was so good to see all the boys going through and doing all their stuff. So I got to catch a bit of it. I was so tired. I hadn't slept in days when everything went through. The Severn one was my big one though. That was the one that I
that was the week I just got back from LA, so I could not do a whole lot. All I did that week for Severn was the interview with Andrew Furtado.
I thought about asking you on, but I saw that you had been away, and I didn't want to.
I was rather dead.
Yeah. All right, so guys, this is Ryan here from Disconnected. If you're not following his channel, you really should because he does some great stuff. He's got follow his socials too because he's always updating on what's coming out when, and that's actually really, really cool. I've been noticing that. You've been really going up your game with that lately.
Yeah, I'm trying.
But let's start off with the indicator, by the way.
Yeah,
because
let's do it.
this is huge. For me, this is one of the big ones because we've been watching Indicator all the way through. It's been Columbia, at Columbia, at Columbia, at Columbia. That's been pretty much what it's been. But now we got our first Universal.
Do you think this means they're done with Columbia?
I don't know if it's they're done with Columbia, as in as opposed to this is what they might have for now with Columbia.
Right.
But I think what this means is that they've signed a deal, with some Universal.
Of course.
A lot of these Columbia sets, the initial ones that we saw come out, that was stuff. Remember Sony used to do these Director's Choice Series box sets and stuff like that. So that's initially where this came from. So they have more features on them. But if you picked up any of the earlier Sony box sets, a bunch of those were almost like this. Were almost exactly the same films with those features plus a bunch of other features on there. I know because for me, there was two of them that kind of double dipped on what the films were.
Yeah.
But Indicator just had so much more stuff.
What's going on, Maximus and Antoine and Ken and Dustin and everybody and even Bumpy? Thanks for the shout out on the Jesse Nelson interview. Appreciate that.
We got 6 movies here: The Web, Larceny, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, which I just love that title, Abandoned, Deported, and Naked Alibi. Is there one in particular that you're excited about, or?
I have seen, I believe, 2 out of the 6. I'm really interested in Larceny. The big thing is a lot of people have a couple of these because all 6 have been released on Kino previously. Obviously, this is going to up the game on the release exponentially. Usually Indicator is going to put at least 1 or 2 special features for every film in a box set like this. And then the book alone is my big draw on all these things.
Oh, they do. Like I always say, the books are always the best special feature you can get. You can get interviews and documentaries, whatever. Books are always your best special feature.
Yep.
But let's see, have they put on? Okay, so we do have the information here on what's on here, or at least some of the initial information.
Right.
And we got other commentaries from Dave DeVell on the web. We got one from Eloise Ross for Larceny. Alexander Heller Nicholas. Man, she's getting around with.
She's everywhere lately.
Yeah, she's busy, man. And I'm loving her stuff too. I love her commentary. From Kiss the Blood and Josh Nelson on Kiss the Blood in My Hands. We got all kinds from Barry Forshaw and Kim Newman. They're like another one of the dream teams there on Abandoned. Oh, yeah. Daniel Krimer on Deported. We get Nathaniel Thompson on Naked Alibi.
Notice the dates on all those too, 2022, which means they are all brand new.
That is so cool. And there's a lot. There's like interviews with Lucy Bolton on Gloria Graham. There's a bunch of these appreciations here on Dan Duryea. That's the appreciation I want to listen to. I'm a huge Dan Duryea fan. So is my dad. He's one of those actors that we kind of go out of our way to watch. But it's loaded. There's documentary shorts on here, featurettes, 120-page book. It's a bounty of goodness. I gotta say, I'm excited. I had no idea that they were going Universal, so this was a biggie for me. I don't know if you knew any of this ahead of time, but this is one I did not know. I'll be honest.
I did not know this one, although it's not super surprising. They have picked up a lot of the same licenses that Kino has gotten.
And if it goes, and I'm no shade on Kino or anything like that, but if I have to choose between one of the two, they do bring their A game when it comes to
of course. And then not to mention it is for another region entirely. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind, is that these are being made for the UK, and a lot of us around the world are taking advantage of multiple companies putting them out, and we get the bounties of their ways.
Oh yeah, for me, this is just another one. Anybody says, if you want to get region free. If you got the bones to go region free, guys, it'll change the way that you collect 1,000,000%. I had no idea how different my collecting was going to be until I got the first region free player.
Yeah,
and then it was Amazon UK was my best friend for a while until companies actually started doing stuff themselves. But that's the thing that's been big now. By the way, it is almost 12, so happy Father's Day, man.
Thank you. Same to you.
I I am so stoked. What else we got here tonight? Because there's a few I want to go through. I want to go through the 50% off sale. Mondo has the first box set coming out,
Yes, they do.
and it's Bollywood horror style.
And Jared has confirmed that it will be at least one new title from the ones that they put out on DVD. So there will be some upgrades from the old DVD titles they did, but at least one will be brand new.
My better half, the things here, like we did when we moved to Nova Scotia, the first year that we were here, we did like a Mondo Macabro Christmas,
Nice.
and she loves this stuff. So our only issue was that she looked back at the older stuff because we went watched a bunch of videos on like people's Mondo Macabro collections, stuff like
Yep.
that, and she was like, "Oh, there's these cool Bollywood titles that I would love to have gotten, and they're out of print, and we never got a chance to get any of them." So when I sent that to her right away, and she was super stoked. Now it's not coming out till October, so what that means for me, I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, and the hard part is it won't be on sale until October, but we probably won't get it until end of November or early December.
That would work best for me, because if I even if I travel to because it's not set that I'm going to travel to Morocco, so even if I travel to like say outside of the province or something, because I might just be on the go when it happens. I could be visiting my family. There's like my sister's moving, and so there's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. She's getting all ready, and she's moving from Ontario back to Newfoundland. She got with the kids and that, so it's going to be kind of cool. So I may be on the go, but if it's around that time, I might be near my mom's during Christmas. So that'll be perfect. Then I just pre-order and like grab the mom's.
Yeah, this will be one of the Halloween sale pre-ordered titles.
There's more. Going to be more than one after with the box set. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Because they normally do like three per pre-order bundle.
Well, we also know that sale will be when the Dr. Caligari 4K will be available. That's going to be probably their biggest pre-order ever.
Yeah, like this is going to be a big one. This is the first box set. Bravo. I mean, it's been a while coming, I think, for Mondo.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it didn't come earlier, but I'm glad I'm around to see this stuff happening right now.
Absolutely.
Did you order from the Flash box set sale on
Severn?
Yeah.
I did not. I've got a couple people from my Discord, from my Patreon, that are in the comments that are going to make fun of me. I just mentioned earlier today, because we were talking about Severn in the Discord, that I meant to go back in on Monday before the sale shut down and completely forgot. All of the box sets that they had up for discount, I had most of them already. There was one or two I would have considered getting, but yeah, time just slipped away that entire weekend.
Like my weekend was Severn, like that entire weekend. Everybody that watches knows that was pretty much my entire weekend.
Yeah.
I got 2 boxes coming. It's purely thanks to my to the guys on here. They got me the All Hansby Hour set and the first Christopher Lee set, because I'm done with that. I actually kind of digging on the Christopher Lee Euro Crypt, and I'm actually interested in getting part 2.
Have you watched the documentary from All the Haunts yet? I know it's on Shudder.
I started to, but here's the thing. Then I realized I was probably going to get the box set. So I got about like 45 minutes in, and I'm like, this is really good. But if I get that set,
45 minutes into that documentary is barely the intro.
I know. But I was getting, it was like getting me so excited and getting so hyped.
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, I did like a donation thing. I said, okay, I'm not going to, but if I'm going to shackle my hands, if I would have got $5 donation, I would have had to buy something for $5 and review it. So what happened is basically I did that, and thanks to the people that were there, I was able to grab that box set, which means I got 19 movies and at least 2 review. So I'm going to make a series out of it,
Nice.
a full core series. And that finally, Maximus finally nabbed the Milligan set. Nice. I didn't manage to grab that one. That's the one that I didn't get. I thought about it, and I really want it. You got the Milligan set, right?
I do. Yeah, that's it's obviously not for everybody, but it is I mean, Severn is killing essentially the like film school in a box right now, and the folk horror documentary is sort of an introduction to that sort of idea. And the Milligan set, the Adamson set, this upcoming set that they just announced that's coming out in July, the folk horror box set. It is crazy the amount of detail they're able to get in these. And in that interview that I did with Andrew, I mean, they're hinting at working on quite a few more. So
For me, it's what they do. It's and
yeah,
what they do better than pretty much almost anybody on this side of the pond. Anyway, their box sets are the Arrow Indicator box sets of North America. I don't think there's anybody that, and I'm going to include Criterion there because I think although I love the Bergman set, and they did okay with the other sets, they did drop the ball a bit. They dropped the ball on the Varda set. They dropped the ball on how they packaged some of the other sets, but I haven't seen like Severn drop the ball at all when it comes to these sets. That's
the director sets, I don't think anybody worldwide compares to the quality of those.
it's insane. I mean, the only thing that comes close to me, and like with the set stuff, is like I love what Arrow has done for some of these, but none of that is going to be touching the what they've done here.
Even with Arrow, they've never done a real director box set that can encapsulate everything that Severn has.
And not only that, just dealing with the type of directors that they deal with. Like, because you have, like, it's a simple step to go out there and say, okay, well, not a simple step, but it's an easy thing to say, I'm going to go do a Kurosawa or a Hitchcock or something like that. That's easy money. To go out, they have the brass balls to go out and say, you know what, I'm going to do an Andy Milligan set. I'm going to do a Ray Dennis Steckler set. And I'm going to give it some love. The only thing I would say is I would love to have, because Gregory's are really good documentaries.
Yep.
A Milligan documentary, especially considering Milligan's life, that would have like just put the cherry on the cake for that one.
I really wish that every single one of their box sets came with a in-house made documentary. The way that the Adamson set had one and the folk horror box set had one, all of those box sets, the first disc should be essentially an introduction overview to exactly what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly. They don't always have to be as in depth as, like, say, the folk horror one,
right?
But something because a lot of people are going into these pretty, especially with guys like Milligan or Steckler. It's not something that everybody saw unless they're watching Mystery Science Theater. They may have seen some Steckler there, right?
Yeah.
But you're not going to see a lot of. That's not stuff that you normally see unless you're one of us weirdos. So.
If you want to go to a Steckler expert, you go to the one that just commented in the chat there, Flickering Waves. He is the go-to Steckler.
Yeah. That's the Steckler stuff. Skipped on box of sale, but still ended up placing your largest order with them. Oh, nice. I'm gonna grab Shouts Werner Herzog Volume 2. I don't even have Volume 1 yet. I do need those actually. I got the old like Anchor Bay. Remember that one? The Herzog Kinski set?
Yeah.
In the white box. I still have that one here.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. That was when I first I think I first moved to St. John's. So we're looking like 10, 11 years ago when I picked that up. And it wasn't real then. Era did some great director box sets. Well, William Griffey, Bill Rebane. Yeah, it's just that those are a little bit. They're great sets, but it's like it's 6 or 7 movies as opposed to like an all-encompassing like 19 or like 18 or 12.
Right. And it's not to say that they didn't do everything, so it's lesser necessarily, but it takes a lot to be able to say, like, the Milligan box set is literally every surviving film that we have record of from Milligan. There are some others that were ruined and are just lost, but it is everything that we could possibly include is in that box. And that, I mean, you can't get better than that.
You think we're ever going to follow up on anything like the folk horror? Could they follow that up?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we could easily get a volume 2 of that. They've never indicated that was a volume 1, but they could easily put 15 different films on a volume 2.
Yeah, and get the right films in there too. Like the fact that they got so many, like, a couple of a few that people know, and a lot of ones that are going to be like really, that are a lot of really deep cuts.
Yep.
I love that. I'm Canadian, so the Graham Greene one, clear cut, bam. That's that's my jam. I love that film.
I think it'd be a lot more difficult to do, but I would love to see a companion piece to that was modern folk horror, and just show the way that it has evolved from those original stations that they've had, across the world, and now show more modern all across the world still, but just the way that the idea of folk horror is adapted in those territories.
It'd definitely be a bit more expensive because,
Oh, yeah.
like now, if you get something like an A24 film like Midsummer or something, there because it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's when you think of modern folk horror, and that that kind of comes it's automatically comes to mind.
Of course, yeah.
But it would be great just to see that there. But what they've been working on recently has been. I'm still waiting for the Black Manuel set.
Yeah.
That's people are saying Black Friday. I'm hoping Black Friday.
I kind of don't think it's going to come during a sale. I think it's going to be like this Ray Dennis Steckler set, and it will probably get its own month. Otherwise, they're going to be eating too much into their profits. Historically, looking at their sales, they always put out somewhere between like 6 to 8 titles, and they bundle them, and then they do all their tchotchkes with them. And that's not disparaging those, because I love those. I brought that up with Andrew in my video with him, but I do think that for that box set, it deserves not just the attention of a sale, but like an entire month, its own podcast episode from them, all kinds of stuff. That is going to be a big deal.
So I'd say do it like a month or two before the sale, so that you get both of them like kind of shipping out around the same time.
Right. And that's kind of what they did with the All the Haunt set.
Yeah, so I was thinking actually, this actually I agree with this. For the love of God, can we get a David Hebner? The interest level in so bad they're good action films has never been higher. That's true.
Yep.
Not always from me. My better half, she loves these these so bad they're good action films. I like them to an extent. Not to the extent where I've got to buy, hey, there's Cinematech, where I got to grab I got to get that TC 2000.
You don't want 22 Billy Blanks action films?
I don't mind Billy Blanks. I mean, I not gonna lie, when the Tybo thing was out, I had the Tybo thing. What a brutal friggin' worker that was. But
I just wish that for the VSA they put those as a 3-pack. We didn't need 3 different releases.
Yeah, not for those.
Put TC 2000 and I can't even remember what the other 2 were now. I can't. I don't
know. The one Expect No Mercy is one of them, right? Like
I mean, they did it for Tiger Claws. Do it for Billy Blanks. They all didn't have to be $30 titles.
Yeah, I mean, like that, and like keep company stuff like the trauma-ish stuff. Say that for regular. Fortress America didn't need to be a VSA. Like decent title. Like it's nothing against the title. It's just the trauma had already been established as especially throughout that year for regular Vinegar Syndrome titles. Blades came out. They did Bloodhook before. Did all these other like trauma-esque titles. So they all came through the regular line. So to have one like, say somebody doesn't collect VSAs, for instance, right? And all of a sudden they got to grab this VSA because they're collecting all Vinegar Syndrome's trauma stuff. Or say vice versa, somebody doesn't want the trauma stuff, but they're collecting the VSAs. And all of a sudden you got a trauma that they might not want in their collection because they're collecting the VSA stuff. So it was an odd choice.
You can make that argument against anything though. Like, why would they release Grave as a VSA when it's kind of a horror movie and all of the other horror has been regular Vinegar Syndrome? I don't necessarily agree.
Not necessarily. No, because that's like saying we already have a precedent, because the first 2 VSAs that were released were, one was a horror, one was an action title. They did have kind of a unique DVD shelf style to them, stuff you see at a video shop.
Yeah.
And they kind of went with that. The only time when they may have gotten a little bit different is when they used an Empire Pictures release. But that being said, they hadn't been doing Empire Pictures anywhere else. But as for like trauma, they had been like trauma had been all over Vinegar Syndrome. Like we'd seen like at least 3 trauma releases that year in your monthly in your monthly subscription. So to dive over into to put it over to another category, it just felt odd. We weren't like they thought it wouldn't sell otherwise.
I don't think that's the case. I for some of these, I don't think I got to be honest. I think they blurred the lines too much with the VSA for sure.
I don't think they know what they are anymore.
It originally started as obviously like the video store archive version of what we used to see on the video store shelves, and that for that specifically, Fortress of America kind of fits. But then some of these other ones, they really don't. Like, I'm sorry, Champagne and Bullets doesn't really make a whole lot of sense as a video store archive type of memory piece, but a lot of them don't now at all.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. I don't know where they're going to go with it. Like, I think it's gotten a little lost. But as long as there's the posters and the little box that I love, but it's almost ripped up. The plastic. You gotta be so careful.
That's why you just squeeze the edges of it and it goes in perfectly.
Oh God, mine don't. And I've been working on it so hard. Motion has a box set from the Criterion, AK Akira Kurosawa. You're preaching to the choir there. I'm so every month that it's not announced, I'm always surprised that the Kurosawa box set has been announced yet, because it just seems like such a given for Criterion.
I hope they're only delaying because they're going to do it in 4K now.
That's what I hope too.
It'll be expensive as hell, but it would be amazing.
Unless you break it down, like volume 1, volume 2 type of thing.
Yeah,
and you might have to for something like that.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, depending on what all they're able to include. Yeah.
Speaking of Criterion and stuff like that, Barnes & Noble, did you dive in any of this?
I did not. I've got a lot of the current Arrow stuff that I would need already, just because I wasn't certain if this was going to happen this year or not. And again, like, Arrow pre-orders have been selling out on some of their titles. So on the ones that I'm really wanting to make sure I have, I'm not even debating. I'm just pre-ordering at full price.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Shot I'm waiting for volume 2 to come out. That's going to be an automatic pre-order because I'm so impressed with the first volume. For me, the All the Haunts and Shot are the two best box sets that came out in the last 2 years, actually.
Yeah. And really, when you think about it, when the volume 2 comes out, those two combined are about equal to what the All the Haunts box set is as a whole, content-wise. So if you really wanted to make a direct comparison, you could compare them, which that's a lot.
That's mind-blowing when you think about that. And when you realize that there's a box set out there that has 19 friggin' films, and that's not every film. Plus,
no, tons of short films.
And I'm down with the short films. I'm big on the short films. I love that type of stuff. Sometimes I like the short films better than the actual big films.
That's true.
More Jimmy Wang Yu. I agree, actually. Anyone familiar with the movies on World Cinema Project 4? I know that World Cinema Project 4, Matthew, is the one that I have been most intrigued with since the first one that came out. Now, the first one we got because Trances is on it, and Trances is a Moroccan film. And it's actually one of the reasons the World Cinema Project came about in the first place. That's Scorsese was big on Moroccan fusion music. There's a film festival in Marrakesh, and just Scorsese is behind it. So he goes there every year with a bunch of other people. And I've had people that have worked on the festival. So I'm jealous because they could hang them. But Trances was one of this look to be lost documentaries on this band, this Moroccan kind of like fusion music band, and it helped start the quest Scorsese had, and then he started saving all these films, and we got the World Cinema box set. So I've been loving these. Number 4 is the most intriguing one, though. There's some really nice. There's a murder mystery on there that's kind of intriguing. Artwork design on both Wild Things and True Romance are gorgeous. They've been killing it with a lot of the artwork as well. True Romance, definitely recommendation on this one, man.
I literally just unboxed this one this week. I need to watch this. The hard part, my mom just moved in with me temporarily. She's going through a hard time, and now a lot of these movies, I'm like, I don't kind of want to watch that with my mom.
No, do you want to watch that? Like, you have a TV in your room, man?
I do. And then the hard part, my mom just moved in and my wife is out of town for a few days. And so I've not watched anything. Well, there's one film I watched, but I pretty much save everything to watch with her just to be able to have that experience with her.
Yeah. Like say for me, my spouse. Well, there's some, and sometimes she'll look at me and she'll say, "No, you go watch that." So there you go, and I don't blame her. Winter and Boxer, and again, there's a lot of good stuff here, man. Like Initiation of Sarah, TV film, Edge of Sanity. This is a personal favorite of mine because it's so insane,
Yep.
and it's such a good way. Perkins does such a good job. This is this coked out version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
He is underrated. Absolutely.
When I was going in acting, and this was the guy that I looked towards. This was one of my idols. This is one of the guys that I emulated. Because
Yep.
here was a guy like me in school, for instance, I was this like skinny, gawky, awkward kid. And Anthony Perkins was this awkward, skinny dude. So I was like, if Anthony Perkins can do this and make it work, I definitely want to be able to do this.
Right.
Wild Things. That's definitely one you can't watch with your mom. This one.
Yeah, there's a few I just got in that I really want to pop in, but man, it is not the time.
Stop stabbing me. Is Matthew's most exciting one? I gotta say that, yeah.
I need to see Girls Night Out. It's gotten a lot of positive reviews.
Have you not seen it?
Not yet, no.
It's good. I mean, it's tame compared to it's an early slasher. So it's really it's light on the gore. Like it's not a big gore film. It's not that type of film. Hal Holbrook is in it. He did it basically because his son, was in the movie. So he did this favor, for his son being in the film. So David Holbrook's in it, and I really enjoyed it. It's a weird film, just tonally strange, and let me know if you know who the killer is because I just thought that they just.
Do they show it off?
Something so obvious. There's a sequence that you're trust me. Come back to me after you watched it because there's a sequence there where I'm like, oh my god, are you serious?
What is the other one they put out that it essentially shows the killer? Oh gosh, was it Deadly Manor? One of the, I think it's a Laraz film that they put out that they basically who the killer is, but you're not supposed to know yet. It's so funny.
There's a couple like that, but in this one though, it's not like it's basically I can't say it without giving anything away.
Right.
But let's just say there's a scene in the film that when you look at that scene, you're going to say, "Hey, isn't that such and such a person?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, this is where this is going."
That makes sense.
Deadly Games more, yeah, they're definitely very different films when it comes to that. I like Phantom of the Mall better than like the Girls or Deadly Games. Like there was just much more fun when it came to the type of a film that it was. But this is fun. It's a fun release. Am I glad it got like a special edition? Yes. Do I think like Girls Night Out probably like deserved a special edition? Probably. As long as it's cheap, not expensive. Like get it cheap, guys. Like it's a good film. It definitely belongs along your slashers. RoboCop, of course. Come Drink with Me. Road Cops and Racketeers. Yes. The OK Monsters collection.
12 Monkeys is great. I actually just ordered this Claude Chabrol set from the Target Buy Two Get One Free sale this week.
You're so lucky. It was mentioned out here before, and they didn't know that we didn't have Target here. I'm like, no, we don't have Target here anymore. I got the old Claude Chabrol, like when they put it out for Arrow World.
Yeah.
It was, and that was one of my most watched sets for a while. I got it I was in Casablanca Mall, and they had like this store, and most of the titles were not English friendly, but I found the Claude Chabrol set there, and I was just so fell in love with it because I love that director.
Nice.
My stepmother's an alien. It was fun, cheesy stuff.
It is fun.
Everybody should own Society. It's a weird film. I know it may not be for everybody, but I think it's weirdly different enough that everybody should own this film.
At least the last 12 minutes of it.
It is so strange. And I'm a soap fan, right? Like that's what I wanted to do, act on soaps. And the star of the movie is a soap actor, right? He's Billy Warlock, or for horror fans, he's in Halloween too. as a kid because he's going around with the boombox because his dad, Dick Warlock, played Michael Myers. Little
Best release of Legend yet, that's for sure.
yeah. Dune, which is as much as some people hate on it, this is one of my better half. She loves the Dune stories, no matter which one it is. God, I love this cover for Frankenstein. I gotta eventually upgrade. I need that title.
I don't have that one. I've decided at the moment to pass on it.
It'll be there. It's one that'll be there.
Yeah.
Like I missed the big Demajan set when it came out, but I know I can get the other Demajan set. So obviously not something I'm going to be too worried about. It's like an American War for London. It'll be there.
Right.
Like certain titles, that they're going to keep around for a while. Got a Deep Red, which I should have.
All of the Argento 4Ks have looked incredible.
I don't have one of them yet, man. I don't have one of them. I got the Blu-ray special editions, but I haven't got one of the 4Ks yet. I just haven't had the bones for it.
Right.
But soon, hopefully, I would love to be able to get them. It's just convincing my better half that those Argento movies I have 20 times can get them.
They're worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. Children of the. You gonna give a recommendation, Children of the
Corn? Honestly, I've kind of soured on Children of the Corn a little bit. It used to be one that I liked a lot, but watching it now, I don't think it is nearly as exciting as it was to me when I was younger. That top line for me is kind of all about Tremors. I love 90s horror, and we did not have a good Blu-ray of the original Tremors for a long time.
Oh my God.
And this 4K is a revelation compared to everything seen previously.
I love. Well, Tremors is still going on. Some are better than others. I still watch them.
I've seen every single one multiple times.
But yeah, no, for me the top one is it's All About Deep Red and American War for London. I just love those films. But do you think TCM from Vinegar will get a thriller-like package? I say it's going to get. I say they'll do something special with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
They have to. It's Texas Chainsaw.
It's there's going to be. Did you watch Thriller yet?
I did not. I literally just unboxed it. I think it was Thursday.
I watched Thriller. I watched the uncut edition of it, and I liked it better than I remembered. And I'm going to be eventually doing a review on it. But I'll say this right now is that it wasn't as grimy, I guess is the best way to put it, as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
This wasn't a Last House on the Left, level of brutality. And so that I enjoyed about that.
Yeah.
And it kind of turns away from where you think it's going to go into some different ways. And it does have sort of like an actiony style feel to it. I still haven't watched the Color One Eye, which is the reason I haven't done a review of it yet. But I'll say right now, you're gonna be pleased. The documentary is a little unusual.
That's what I've heard.
But it's for some reason they don't call the director by name; they just keep calling him the filmmaker. And they'll say things like and the filmmaker watched this here, and the filmmaker was inspired by this, and I was kind of like.
Even though he was involved in all of it, right?
Yeah, it was unusual. But maybe that's the way it went. It may want to be like The Rock, right now.
Yeah.
But either way, so far everything I've seen, I've been really impressed. I think you're going to be super impressed with it.
Good.
All right, Phantom of the Mall. Yes, everybody should own this. Morgan Fairchild, film lover. That's what it is, John. Thank you so much. It was a film lover. The film lover was watching this. Phantom of the Mall. It's got Morgan Fairchild. It has Pauly Shore. Have you seen this movie?
A long time ago. I've not seen. I think there's 3 cuts on this release. I've not seen either of the 2 new cuts. This is one that I championed from loving from years ago. I believe this one was filmed at the. I think it's the Glendale Galleria, the same place as Chopping Mall, and just it doesn't get better than that.
and it's such a cool little film too. Like
It
it's
is.
it's Eric's Revenge. I remember, I think the first thing I heard of it before it even came out, there was, it was at a point when there was a lot of horror magazines out, and there's one that just did its first issue called Horror Fan, and it was a pretty good magazine, and it like heavily promoted Eric's Revenge. It had like the poster on the inside cover, and I think there's an article on there as well. I think Second Sight is going to be able to release Martin, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Hitcher, all by the end of the year. It's gonna, man. Well, they've been working on Martin for a while, so yes, with Martin for sure. The other two, I don't know, but to be honest, Ken, Second Sight puts so much love and work into their stuff. I'm okay if I gotta wait to dive into 2023. We can kind of we expect that from Second Sight right now, but when they come out, I don't think we've ever had like, well, Second Sight, I guess we got to get a recall on these discs. No, well, not that I remember anyway. They're normally,
They've never had a replacement program.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. So it's worth the wait for those.
I would actually reverse what you said there. I think Texas Chainsaw and Hitcher are guaranteed by the end of the year. I think Martin might get held up a little longer because of the
other cut.
The other cut, and then when they came out and said, by the way, we're deciding to do this in 4K now, because previously it was only going to be blue. And then with everything that's happened this year, with finding the Hitchers elements and everything that they're working on, they're such a small outfit that I would not be surprised if Martin got slightly delayed.
It's amazing, like when the fact that they are such a small outfit, and we're seeing so much like greatness come out of that out there. When you realize like these companies that they're not big, these these aren't Universal, these aren't Paramount, like the Vinegar Syndromes, the Severns, the Second Sights of the world are these smaller companies.
Second Sight is essentially one person.
Wow, I'm saying there, and look at that, which I don't have. I'm still sad I don't have the Dawn of the Dead set.
They have made some of the best sets I've ever seen.
I still love their When Stranger Calls set. It's one of my favorites in my collection.
Yep.
Oh, this might be the reason. The director doesn't want anything to do with the film except for checks. Maybe that's the reason.
I would assume so.
The film lover. The Hitcher. I just recently watched. I got those Mill Creek 10-pack sets, the 2010s. So I sat down and I watched Cry Wolf for the first time in about like 5 or 6 years. And you know what? I liked it better this time. I don't know what it, because I've seen it's one of those movies. You know the movie, right? Cry Wolf.
I do, yeah.
So it's one of those movies that it has plot holes that are so big you could drive a Mack truck through it, and within the first 10 seconds of a character going on screen that this character is not a good person.
Right.
But with all that being said, I thought, you know what, this could be a decent watch right alongside something like April Fool's Day. Not as good. April Fool's Day is like cream of the crop when it comes to this type of stuff, but just the oddness of it, and like some of the lead actor has gone on to do other things. Of course, he was in the Sorority Row remake, which I actually really enjoyed, and he was in Pretty Little Liars, which is a series that I'm not going to lie, I unironically loved. So
it seems like a very Aaron series.
It definitely is, man. So I watch Riverdale right now, and they're freaking superheroes at this point. That's how far it has gone away from what it was. I actually just recently started rewatching the series and forgot how quality the show was in its first season, and how far off it's jumped from what it was.
Yeah.
But now it's like just one of those shows that's so camp that you love it for that.
Yeah. And now you bring up Cry Young, and we were talking about the Hitcher. I really hope that the love that will inevitably come for the Hitcher when they release that, I really hope that it leads to a release of the remake. A lot of people look at that as a lesser film, but it is genuinely also really well made.
Oh, fantastic! Sean Bean, man, it's got Sean Bean in it, and he's fantastic in that film. That's one of the other ones that was on the set. Then I sat back and I watched it. I would love to see that get a special edition release. It needs it. Like if they can put it some, if Wes Craven's like Werewolf movie, which I enjoy, but I'll admit it's not a great film, can get a
Right.
special release. The Hitcher, which is a much better film, can definitely get it.
And speaking of that, when are we going to get a release of Red Eye? Come on.
That's God, I remember that. I haven't seen that since I originally saw it.
Red Eye is such
I
a
love
great
it.
movie.
Cillian Murphy.
That's back when he was everywhere.
And then what happened?
Peaky Blinders happened.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to happen for him, though.
Yeah.
Original Pulse, definitely recommend that one. Stay far, far, far away from the Americanized version of Pulse because, oh my God, it will melt your brain, and not in a good way. It's not very good. Like it's far, like up there with The Fog is one of the worst like remakes of all time. And and I love the actors that are in it too. Girl who plays Veronica Mars, Kristen Bell, is in the remake of Pulse. So I thought, oh, I'm all down for this. Then I started watching, and I'm like, this is junk. Years of Lead. Again, this is when I still need 5 classic Italian crime thrillers. Love this stuff.
It's a good release. And then my favorite there is The Stuff.
Oh yes, Larry Cohen, man, you can't go wrong with Larry Cohen. I'm a huge Mondo Macabro fan too.
And I honestly still think that might be his best. Moriarty, not Cohen. I think Cohen's done a couple that might be a little better.
I'd say yeah. Actually, but Stuff is definitely up there. It's definitely top 3.
Oh yeah, easily.
But Mondo Macabro, yes, one of the best roles that he's ever done.
The Stuff is one that I could see doing real well with a modern remake if they did it properly.
That would, as long as you get it right. I mean, like, I'm very, very iffy on that. It's Alive and God Told Me To are the better ones. Yeah, actually, I might reverse it and go with God Told Me To, It's Alive, and then Stuff for top 3. But yeah, God Told Me To is fantastic. It's Alive is one of my favorite films.
I got It's Alive would have to be 4 for me. 2 would probably be Q the Winged Serpent.
I forgot about Q. That'll be definitely up there. We got one of our friendly neighborhood trolls in here. And to make it even worse, he doesn't know who you are. What a loser. No. But that was actually kind of fun. But Sister Street Fighter, again, another great set.
Crimson Peak, also really good.
Underrated. A lot of people hate on Crimson Peak, and I always ask why. Like, what is there that you didn't, that you really didn't like about it?
Yeah,
and because it's exactly what they proclaim it to be. So I'm not sure people expected. I think people expected something very different.
Absolutely.
Animator. Incredible stuff for that. I love Reanimator. There's so many versions of it, but they put it the definitive version of Reanimator.
The only thing I'll say is we do know that there is a 4K coming of Reanimator. So
yeah. So wait on that one, guys.
Yeah.
If you got a 4K, now if you don't have a 4K system, then you're good. You're fine. But definitely like Cold War Creatures, Sam Katzman. I didn't get that initially because I got a couple of them from Umbrella, but I want this set because one, this has features. And I like me some features on this stuff. I love Sam Katzman too. The Werewolf is a really cool film. I'm pretty sure that's on Cold War Creatures, isn't
it? Got some friends in your comments, huh?
Oh God, it's the same person over and over again.
Far Country is a big one for them for sure.
Far Country is a fantastic one.
And then that Donnie Darko, once they got the 4K issue all ironed out, it is much better now.
I know that's one of the few that I do have only the digital edition of. Because I like Donnie Darko, but I don't love Donnie Darko. I know a lot of people like this is a cult favorite for so many people.
Yeah, I think Donnie Darko, that's one of the ones that you love if you watched it at the perfect age.
Yeah, definitely. And I have films like that too. I remember watching. It's a classic now. It's got a Criterion release. The Breakfast Club. I love The Breakfast Club. So I go to show my dad and my stepmom, and they take so many breaks to go to the washroom, to get tea, to get a snack. They still say, "I can't believe you made us watch The Breakfast Club." So it's the most boring movie ever. They're just in the room. I'm like, it's a classic, guys. I think my opinion bared it well on that one. I'd say out of these major these great release. Weird Science. I still
I'm
love
a
it.
big Basket Case defender.
Basket Cake's fantastic. I got now that's where I got Second Sight went at. Second Sight put out initially a Blu-ray set, like a steelbook with 3 Blu-rays for the
Yep.
Basket Case, which is really nice actually. The ring, get the ring if the ring collection's still available, man. That's such a good set.
There's the blue of it. I pulled that out and everything from Second Sight fell on the ground.
That's good. That's the one I got, I think. I did a Basket Case 4K. Although I love it, it's something that I got. So I always get like, oh god, there's not 4K something that I got coming out. And I get like, oh god, do I really want to get that again? I know, and I always do.
Sunny Arcadia says, does Basket Case need defending? There are a lot of people that really don't like the stop motion in that film, and I don't get it. Like, obviously the scenes with Belial are some of the most compelling in the movie, but I mean, really the biggest character in that movie is New York itself, and the way that they filmed everything back then is just so like gross feeling. It's great.
I think it's the sequels, some sequels more than anything else, for especially nowadays with Basket Case, they get the hate. Usually part 2.
Yeah.
But I understand. Actually, I understand part 2. I like it, but is that as good as the first one? No, it's not. Edition, hell yes.
Edition's a classic.
Horror Express. It's just one of those that should be in everybody's, because it's one of those things we all saw. Like, it doesn't matter usually where in the world you lived. You saw Horror Express usually on either on a crappy VHS or late night on TV, or on a DVD pack with a bunch of other films. Just one of those that you sign like, oh, this is a fun movie, and you'd rewatch it, or you watch whenever it will come on.
Right.
So it's a staple. But have like it in like a really good edition. When I got this in my collection, it was like ticking a box. It's like, okay, Horror Express. Yeah, that's one of the ones that is literally like, it is a video rental store, like, must. And my collection is meant to like look more like a video rental store in the subtle stuff that I have. That's why I'm so weird. Bud, it's again incredible. Sweet Alice freaked me out when I was a kid.
It's a good one.
It freaked me out so much. That mask, that like makeup, like that see-through translucent mask, scared the crap out of me.
Yep.
When I was young, and I remember like seeing after what's her name,
Brooke Shields.
Yeah, came out, became like she was in it, and so I got to see it years later again because I didn't know obviously who Brooke Shields was when that movie came out.
Right.
But she had Brooke Shields in this movie. I can't remember Brooke Shields being in this film, and then I watched it again. I'm like, oh, that's why I don't remember because the opening. That's it.
The mask in that movie is one that I've always compared to a friend of yours movies, Mr. Jamie Blank's Valentine. The mask from that and the mask from Alice Sweet Alice always had the same sort of feeling to me.
Does that know that creepy like?
It's like an Uncanny Valley type mask.
Oh, I agree. I told Jamie if I ever get over his way, I am putting on that damn mask, and I'm kidding. Because that mask from Valentine freaked me out so much.
And then obviously the original Crazies is amazing.
Yeah. Happiness Katakara is not for everybody, but it was for me. I love that. Takeshi Mikai. I love that stuff. But the Crazy is incredible. Kyomo is right there. Trip Me for Your Killer. Do you like this one?
It's decent. It's not one of my favorites, but it's in my collection, and I'm happy it's there.
Yeah, it's I like it. It's Andre Bianchi,
Yep.
so it's the same guy that brought you Burial Ground. So with that, you should know going in what to expect.
Yep. There's going to be some sleaze.
Oh God, yes. And it's gonna make, but this one is such an oddly cast film that literally when this happened, um, we got to the end of the movie and they revealed the killer, and we looked at each other and said, "Didn't that character already die?" Because the character looked so much like one of the other characters in the film that was like, yeah, and it just didn't have much, I guess, personality.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun. Like it's Edward Fenech in it. It has the weirdest joke at the end of the film, which I'm not sure how I feel about it. But yeah, that's definitely a unique film. The Big Clock it's underseen, and it shouldn't be because this is a really fantastic film.
Genuinely, the Ray Harryhausen documentary at $10 is one of the best purchases that you can make in this sale.
Oh my
It's a
God.
great documentary, and it's so cheap.
We bought this day one when this came out. Both me and my better half are huge Ray Harryhausen fans. This is by far and large one of the most watched documentaries in our collection. We love this stuff. That's why we got an indicator. Was he had the Ray Harryhausen sets, and he had the Sinbad set.
Yep.
And she wanted all three of those. So she grabbed those right away. As soon as it came out, she was grabbing those right away. And we loved the set so much, then Hammer and all that started to come out, and we just we kept buying. I'd like to see another indicator sale, but not yet. I have to recover. Especially because some of the things that have gone on right now.
Well, on the bright side, there'll probably be another one somewhere around October.
There you go. That would be perfect timing, actually. I'd like to get over to England again, though. If I can get over there, that will do some damage on me, like because there's a lot of stuff over there I want, and there's actually certain things I'm waiting to. Okay, I want to go. I like to visit England again, even if I got over there for like a weekend or something like that, and just like shopped. Oh, God, I'd love to do that. I love London. That's my favorite place. But I've been on your daughter's amazing. Definitely pick this up. It's one of those giallos that I think it's a must. It's like an essential.
It absolutely is. It's one of those ones that's gotten released from pretty much every label at some point.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the version I got. I do have a version. I know I got the Shame of Scream, but I think I've got a Blu-ray edition of this one as well.
I'm also a Doom Asylum defender, so maybe I can't be trusted.
Doom Asylum's fun. It's like
so much fun.
Yeah, that's what's supposed to be. People going like, well, that's not a serious slasher. No, it's not. It's like it's meant to be as crazy as it as possible, and
Yep.
kind of humorous. I think some people just expect the straightforward kind of like 80s slasher, but no, that wasn't it, man. The Fifth Chord, yes. I'm not big on the cover for that, but I'll tell you right now, The Fifth Chord's a fantastic film.
Another good job.
FM. I love that soundtrack. I remember
with a title like that, it better have a good soundtrack.
I remember nothing about the movie, but it had the soundtrack on freaking 8-track, man. So that'll tell you right there. 8-track. Deadbeat at Dawn.
Deadbeat at Dawn is great. Obviously, it has a lot of love thrown at it at this point. So I'm going to put all of my weight behind a $15 title here and say, Why Don't You Just Die is one of the best experiences you will have watching a movie. If you like over the top, like Edgar Wright and Quentin Tarantino made a love child, and this is what would spit out.
I second that one. I love this film. You're not getting any disagreement with that one. However, you can probably pass up on the comic. I'll tell you that much right now. Did you like the comic?
I did not finish the comic because of how much I did not like it.
Yeah, same here.
I will finish it someday.
Yeah, it's just it was a rough watch. One Missed Call trilogy. A lot of people there's a lot of big Korean and J and K horrors, people do tend to pass on this one a lot, and I don't know why. I actually really like One Miss Call. And this is not an expensive one. I was $24 for like 3 films.
For a trilogy, yeah.
Two, of course. You got Dune in 4K there, man. And Django Prepare Coffin. It's pretty light on like features, but definitely a cool little film.
Yep.
And with like Death Screams right here. Well, not that one's definitely a lot of features, but Death Screams, Cruising. Love Cruising. Love this movie. Love it,
Cruising's a classic, yeah.
And Hills of Eyes. I don't think I have to like sell anybody on Hills of Eyes.
Not at all.
What release announced this week are you most excited about?
Announced this week.
Did you keep up with them?
I do, but because I because I have a show going over all of them, it is hard to find what was this week. So let me look at my this is probably going to be a ridiculous answer, but either Satan's Little Helper from Synapse or perhaps Sound of Metal or Takeout from Criterion. I've still not seen Sound of Metal. I was waiting for this disc, so that one is one that's high on my list. And then Takeout, I had no idea that was related to Sean Baker, and I've been loving everything he does. So definitely have to look at that one.
For me, I guess I'm just super excited about the Indicator one. That literally is the reason that this video game was done today. And then I know if there's a sale going on, I said, okay, well, I'll do it a little bit longer for even though I've had like 4 times I've had the same loser come in under different names. He didn't say his last message, but it's always the same. It's never original. Flash Gordon, love Flash Gordon. Pitch Black, yes. Millstone Woman, a lot of great things here. Man of 1,000 Faces. This is one from my childhood.
It's an important one.
It is one of the things that I truly fell in love with when it came to films, came to cinema. This was great, and I love James Cagney. So just see him do all these roles was so cool, and the makeup was really well done. This is a Ring collection. There's $50, guys, and there's like 4 films on it, and there's a really good like featurette on like on J horror from its beginning to its inevitable kind of like sort of ending. It's just North American ending. And it is Giallo Essentials. If you don't have the movies on there, pick them up. They're all great. Tsukamoto, do you have that one?
I do, and I think that is one that if somebody does not have, that is absolutely one that is jumped up to like essential Arrow titles. I think
it's a cool one.
I'll also say The Deeper You Dig is a surprisingly good little movie.
I gotta see. I need to get that set eventually.
It is a family-made film. A man and his wife and his daughter all film the movie and star in the movie themselves. Some good extras in there. Creepy little. Essentially, it's a ghost story, and it's just really well made.
I love this cover. I love the
artwork. The cover fits the story itself perfectly.
I was looking at Jacko. Did you get Jacko?
I ordered it. I've not gotten it yet.
I don't think anybody's got it yet. Have they? Have they got it yet?
Oh yeah, people started getting them yesterday.
So you'll have it soon then.
Well, I ordered it with something else, so maybe not. I wanted to not spend $7 on their shipping, and there was already something else I wanted from their store, so it worked out to get free shipping.
Oh, nice. Crime of Passion. It's one of my favorite Kim Russells. 1,000,000 times that film. Again, Anthony Perkins.
Yep, that's true.
But yeah, it's up there. And only way it could beat it is if somebody put it the uncut version of The Devils, which I don't know if we'll ever get, but I'd love it.
The rumor is maybe Warner Archive here soon.
I wonder.
I'll throw out also The Stylist there. Speaking of short films, The Stylist was based on a short film made by the same director, and it was shot here in my now home city of Kansas City. And it's the way the entire movie is shot. It is essentially a love letter to Kansas City, and it's so cool because even in the bonus features, they wrapped filming one night, and the next morning was the Chiefs Super Bowl winning parade. So they came out from filming one night and celebrated with the Super Bowl parade the next morning, and that's part of the extras.
See, I've seen. I don't know if I've seen the full film. I saw the short film, but I don't think I've seen the actual film.
The short film is really, really good.
Camera, the Heisei trilogy. Yes, it is truly some of the best kaiju available to own. Period. I'm gonna say it. I like the Stray Cat Rock set. I know some people don't. And Weird Wisconsin is definitely a fun one. I'm pretty laid back tonight. Don't I seem like laid back tonight?
Very.
Any thoughts on Brotherhood of Satan? I love Brotherhood of Satan, actually. It's a really fun, kind of cheesy film. Just got back from seeing Suspiria with a live intro from Argento. I'm jealous, John. That is amazing. Grind said 50% off. So do they?
For Blue Underground still.
Throw your love towards Grindhouse. Does anybody remember their site thing? I'll just check it really quickly.
Grindhousevideo.com.
Oh, there we go. Well, that should be pretty easy. I expect it to be a little bit hard. Their Blue Underground sale. Okay, guys, if you're getting anything from Grindhouse's Blue Underground sale, let me give you some recommendations right now. Get Stage Fright, for one. If you don't own Stage Fright, this is one of my favorite movies. This is one that when I met him, she was like, I saw this movie like a long time ago. And she said it had this like guy and he wore an owl mask and it freaked me out. So we were like hanging out one night and I said, I got a movie to show you. And she said, well, what is this? Well, let's just watch. So it was Stage Fright. And it still freaked her out. She said, you bastard. I'm going to go home and not be to sleep tonight. But yeah, that was like hitting me as late, guys. I'm going to bring up your fears. Okay, but there's everything here is like Daughters of Darkness is a fantastic release.
Again, best 4Ks in the game.
Oh, they are so good. Zombie was a great one. I got New York Ripper 4K. That's fantastic. Maniac. Do I have that one in 4K or do I just have the Blu-ray lenticular? I gotta check on that. Gotta go down there a bit because gotta stop for the new day. But this is definitely a lot of stuff here to recommend. And they got like other stuff too that people kind of pass by. Somebody said Dead and Buried a million times. Yes, love Dead and Buried. The Lift is a great little film. Uncle Sam is underrated, and it's one of the lesser known Lustig films, and it shouldn't be because it is so cheesy fun. One of my early videos talked about like a set that they put out called I think it was the 50 Shades of Assad, and it had like it had Justine and it had Justine and a bunch of like these films here, Marquis de Sade style films. It was such a good set. But yeah, Justine, great Blu-ray release on that one. Yeah, like there's nothing here that I definitely wouldn't recommend, to be bluntly honest there. To use my newest catchphrase, apparently, since I say that all the time. Down is here. God told me to. Was mentioned. That's here. Toolbox Murders. There's an underrated one for you. Did you like Toolbox Murders?
I have to admit, I've not seen the 4K yet. I saw it years and years ago. I do remember it being better than I expected, but I really need to watch the new 4K.
It is so different. I mean, like I don't have 4K either. Like I've got the original Blu-ray, but I need to upgrade on this one. Wesley Yuri from Days of Our Lives. He did like a bunch of movies and stuff, but he was one of the mics on Days. But he's in this, and of course Cameron Mitchell is incredible. in this one here, and it's so different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be this random slasher style film, but it takes a more realistic approach to it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that about it. And the finding out, like, I think it was real, like something that really happened. It's kind of based on something that actually is based on something, as opposed to a Texas Chainsaw where it's loosely based. I think it was actually
Right.
based on the case.
I hate when they use that term "based on" when it's literally just inspired by.
Yeah. It was a way to like to sell movies back then, market
Of
them.
course.
But no, I gotta say, like, yeah, Grindhouse is, again, great guys. So make sure that it's one guy here like doing this. Uh, Definitely check out this stuff because it is so cool. Post-apocalyptic collection. I got the Shameless Screen edition of this, so it's not Blu-ray, it's DVD, but it comes in a freaking cool metal tin. So that's that I was big on. Vigilante, Robert Forster, yeah, everything here, guys. If you got the bones to grab, otherwise you don't have. There's a lot of good titles here, and the
Yeah.
prices are really good. Like, these are really good prices. But 100% two, and they're very cheap. The Prowler, recommend that. Stage Fright, recommend that. House by the Cemetery, that's the other 4K I got. That's a fantastic 4K actually.
Yep.
But I'd say, yeah, 1,000,000%. Stage Fright, The Prowler. If you don't have those two in your collection, own them, because they are two of the better slashers. People rag on The Prowler nowadays because it's slower. It was at a different time, and it had this crazy thing about actually kind of pacing it so they actually care about people before they're killed.
We need to 4K of both of those.
You know what's going to happen, man.
The Prowler specifically would look great with HDR.
Well, Stage Fright, literally, it's like, it is so brilliant, like the colors and that sequence. Now think of it in 4K. That sequence in Stage Fright when he's sitting on the on the stage in that chair, and we got all like feathers and stuff. It is so cool. It is so well done. And a sequence where she's trying to get the key, right? So he's sitting there just like stroking his cat, and she's trying. The key is kind of just prodded up. She's trying to get the key without kind of like making him notice. It is such a tense scene.
It's a beautiful set piece too.
Oh, it is gorgeous. That entire film is an amazing set piece. It's just beauty. And like when you think of like movies that are beautiful, like Suspiria, like definitely like Argento Suspiria hits the top of that list. And Stage Fright is not slow, not like very far down behind it. Right. Just in the gorgeous way that it's done. But I got to say, and Death Dream. Where's my 4K for Death Dream?
It's a good question.
This is a good movie. This is a weird cover for Death Dream, though, man.
It is.
Especially because not at all what this movie is. It looks like it's an actioner, and no. Like, where's the creepy looking dude? That gave me nightmares when I was a kid. As he did, man. Like with the. This is this odd style kind of a definitely, had some stuck on his politics on it, right? With this one, and it was just so well done, and it scared the crap out of me as a kid. All I knew that was like, this guy came back, maybe kind of a monkey's paw type thing. Oh God, I hope he comes back. I don't want this guy to die in war,
right?
And but yeah, sometimes they shouldn't come back, I guess. To use the kind of like the Stephen King type of thing. But yeah, guys, this is a fantastic sale between the Barnes and Noble sale and this one here. It is some pretty cool stuff.
Same with the Target sale that was this week. That one got me.
See, that's just like twisting the knife.
I apologize, but yeah, that's the Target sale is like my big Vinegar Syndrome sale of the year. That's the one that I go ham on.
Oh man, see, I would love that. Like, they Target lasted only a year, and they were like, "No, I guess we can't do it." I mean, who the hell's behind that? Like, 1 year.
I blame Big Kmart.
I used to love Kmart. Kmart was here for years. We had Kmart for a long time.
Kmart was decent, but I mean the electronic stores, those disappearing were the ones that got me, like Circuit City and Radio Shack, even Fry's recently.
Is Fry's gone?
Fry's is bankrupt and closed and all gone.
Oh crap! See, one of my things I wanted to do when I went to the States was go to a Fry's to check it out because I heard so much about it.
Yeah.
But God, you're getting less. You guys got to start buying some physical media there in the States, so they don't all close down before I get there. Because there's so many that I want to check out. So much place I want to check out on Ollie's. Heath goes to Ollie's on his channel, and he buys like omnibuses and stuff for like $30, and I'm like so jealous because here it's like, yeah, can I save up for this one that's was $150 and now it's down to $70? That type of thing.
Right.
But washing machine limited editions out of print. Someone needs to put that out again. Did you like this one? Did you get this one?
I did not. I have, how many do I have? I think I have 2. Yeah, I have 2 Shameless releases. I have The House with the Laughing Windows on DVD, and
Good
then
one.
I've got that new release of The Psychic that they did, because I was trying to compare it to the Scorpion releasing one, and it turned out it's literally identical. So I didn't even need that one. So, yeah, I don't like Shameless pretty much at all. I know that they have some titles that other people don't have, but I'm of the mindset that somebody will get them, and I mean, at this point, I almost think VCI might treat them better than Shameless did.
I don't know. I mean, Shameless doesn't do a bad job with it. Like, and they're one thing I'll say right now is they're honest about it. Like, if it's like it's UK and there's a cut, like it's a cut version of the film.
Yep.
Like some places don't tell you, like it's right there. It's right in the description. It's on the box itself.
Yep.
So this is a cut of the film that we could get. So I kind of dig that. I'm like, and they're cheap. That's the thing. They're super cheap to buy.
They are.
So when I was in when I was in London, when the first place was a FOP in Covent Gardens, and I was going there because there was a big like 88 film sale at the time. But right upstairs was this like display of Shameless films, and they were like £3 each.
Jeez.
I loaded up. Man, did I load up? And then I called my dad and asked him if he wanted anything. And there's, there are some, they just put such, hopefully the films that they put out will get like really good releases down the road. Like Fucking Moon, that deserves a really good release. And actually, House Laughing Windows again deserves an incredible release, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. It screams of Arrow or, over in North America, Severn. Severn seems like the place that would do House Laughing Windows.
Yeah.
Just because we've done so much like neat little like giallo, like they've really gone into like they're deep into the giallos. They do some deep cuts libido, and
I could see a few companies doing it pretty good justice nowadays. I mean, giallo was the hot thing for a little while, so pretty much 4 or 5 labels have all done good releases on giallos, but it does feel very Severn.
It does has that kind of style to it, like that you'd say.
Yeah.
I can see Vinegar Syndrome doing it now. I bet like a year and a half ago, I'd say they put it on one of the Forgotten Jelly box sets, but it's just one that I want to see get its own release. And
I feel like that would be disingenuous to put that under Forgotten Jolly.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how many people like North America may not have unfortunately seen it,
right? Which
is sad because but the good thing about that is, man, you guys got a great giallo to check out that eventually when it gets a good release, because it is a good film. That's like Washing Machine. Yeah. That's one that I love the hell out of. It's such a different film for Deodato. But it's such a sexy film. I dug the hell out of Washing Machine.
It's a good one. We need that. We need 4 Flies. House with Laughing Windows. I mean, there's even some Fulcis that we don't have still.
You think like with all the Fulcis they're putting out, but I think a lot of it is like they're putting out the same Fulcis over and over again too.
Yep.
Cemetery Man release. I like the fact that they have the yellow cases. Now
sticks out, that's for sure.
The killer part about Shameless in my collection is this is not something I can take a disc out when I get like any kid or anything around. Because Shameless has the thing where
nudity.
If there's nudity at all in the film, even if there's only one scene, they will put that on the back of the cover.
Yep.
Hence the name Shameless. There you go. But anyway, I'm actually going to be jumping off in a couple of minutes because it is here 1:00 at night, and I thought I was going to get sleep early, but it's been one of those crazy nights. Has my camera just got all wonky?
It went super blurry when you were speaking there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, we're talking about pulse. Oh, let's not get one of those haunted things. But yeah, guys, I am blurry on here. I want to thank Ryan Disconnected. If you haven't checked out his channel, if you're not subscribed to his channel, well, you probably all are, except for that one loser I jump on that just apparently didn't know anything. So, and what a way to like out yourself. But check out his channel. Oh, Black Candles. I want to know, Creepy Keith, what did you think of Black Candles? Because I love this movie, but I know some people don't. Some people say, "Oh, it's just sleazy." But I like this.
There's nothing wrong with sleazy.
I love my sleazy stuff.
Videodrome says can't find a link for my account.
Do you have your thing there? Put it in the chat. Couldn't find it.
Yeah, 1 second.
Like it, nice, Creepy Keith. You're on the coolest. It is such a weirdly dreamlike film.
Oh, and of course I can't comment on this while I'm in here.
Let's see. Oh, send it to me.
I just posted it from another tab. Hopefully it shows up. If not, there you go.
Perfect. Okay, let's just see. I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. So if I seem there you go.
I don't think YouTube allows links in comments, and unless you're the host of the show.
Luckily that's me. So there, the link is there. Actually, no. If you have somebody that's got a wrench, they can.
Yeah, if they're a part of the admin team, yeah.
Yeah, because I got a couple people here. Warlock's not here tonight. He's one of the people that can do it. So he's like shoving in links all the time because he knows if there's a sale going on anywhere. Like, man, he is so on those things. Guy needs his own channel. But I want to thank everybody for coming in and thank Ryan. It's been a bit of a low key one tonight, but it's just been I was out shopping all day getting stuff that we need to get in groceries and stuff. So I am super out of it. But stay on for a minute. I got text for a second.
You got it.
All right, guys. I will see you soon, and I'll see you right back here in the Color Cinema.
Thanks, everybody.